greatest athletes in the NFL history all have a 10 out of 10 RAS score, which is compiled of a bunch of different things that happen during the combine, along with like your height, weight, arm length, and more. And last year we saw Nicky Manwari get a perfect 10 out of 10, and obviously he had an incredible rookie season and did fall a little bit further than maybe he should have because of this. But just because you are getting a perfect 10 out of 10 does not mean you will be elite. But Cam Newton was one of the last quarterbacks to actually get the perfect 10 out of 10 score. There was actually only one in the 2000s, though, and that is actually Anthony Richardson. He also had a 10 out of 10. When it comes to running back, this is a very exclusive club where one of the last times a running back got a 10 out of 10 was Edgerrin James. The most recent guys that got close, Breece Hall and Saquon Barkley. At wide receiver, the last 10 out of 10 was actually in 2007 with Calvin Johnson. He's basically been the last perfect athlete at wide receiver. A guy that actually has come close recently, though, was Adonai Mitchell. Some of the recent offensive linemen that have done it, though, have been a guy like Taylor Lewan, but most recently, Spencer Brown at offensive tackle got a 10 out of 10. Obviously, a guy like Jonathan Ogden, which was basically a perfect prospect, did it in 1996. And at center, Reed Humphrey did it in 2021, too. And that defensive end, the actual most recent guy was Shamar Stewart, but one of the most iconic was Mario Williams and Javon Curse. At defensive tackle, too, a guy like Jordan Davis, with just how massive he was really the big part of getting a 10 out of 10. At linebacker was actually most recently Troy Anderson, who was an absolute demon, but one of the all-time greats, Brian Urlacher, and of course, Luke Kuechly got that 10 out of 10. When it comes to defensive backs, one of the first ones ever recorded was actually Rod Woodson in 1987, but Darrelle Revis in 2007 was obviously one of the main guys.